Hello! During World War II, nimble fighter planes with their daring pilots would escort large bomber planes on dangerous bombing missions. That was back in the 1940s. Fast forward to 2020, and artist Wayne on his mighty WR250 is escorting riders on their big-ass adventure bikes. G'day everyone, Artist Wayne here, putting the adventure back into riding. It's early morning and I'm heading to Jerry's Cafe with my mates Mad Mal and Chunky Dog. We were heading to Jerry's Cafe to meet up with a large group of adventure riders. And the way this ride came about was when Yuri from Sydney Adventure Riders contacted me and asked me if I had a trail that the Adventure Boys could do that would be a little challenging. Well, instantly I thought of taking them to the abandoned homestead. It's tucked away deep in the Watagan State Forest, all the way over near the quaint village of Laguna. Getting to it can be quite treacherous, as we found out today, but we had a group of almost 20 riders, so we could afford to lose a few along the way. And the superstars were out today on their big bikes. We had DR650s, Huskies, an Africa Twin, KTM 690s, KTM 790s, even a KTM 1090, superbly ridden by Alan. Big Murray on his bigger BMW 1200, even Liz riding her Royal Enfield and doing a superb job of it. Hell, we even had a couple of enduro riders. My mate Ian from Sydney and his mate Alessandro, who had come all the way from Italy. And in case you're wondering why I'm not leading the ride I'm supposed to be leading, well, I put Mad Mal out in front so I could catch all the action as we hurtled our way to the homestead. And our sweep rider was the man you can always count on, the one and only Alan Wilson. Even my mate Gaz was here on his DR650. The last time I rode with Gaz, he was so tired he had a little Chucky Chunder. But since then he's been training and dieting like Rocky Balboa and is back fitter and stronger than ever. Our first obstacle, boys and girls, but many hands make light work. I reckon Mad Mal could move this tree on his own if he put as much effort into it as he does in contorting his face. Careful, Mal, you're going to yourself. It was time for me to climb up there with Ian and get the job done.
Lean it towards me if you like. Yeah, I got it. Just go on this side.
Whoa, Gaz showing off his champion limbo skills. Finally we were away, but unfortunately it didn't take long for tragedy to strike. Poor Martin dropped his Africa Twin, splitting open his casing.
Yeah. No, I think it's 280, but then it took me ages to fix it.
Alan and Andy would stay with Martin and try to tow the big Africa Twin out, whilst the rest of the group would forge ahead. But we didn't forge very far. Another bloody tree blocking the bloody trail. You see, after all the fires we've had in this beautiful big country of Australia, we then had torrential rain, huge storms and floods. And at this rate it looked like we were going to be here for a while. Oh dear, if we had to manhandle all the bikes like this, we'd end up being here all night. But once again, everybody pitched in, except for Mal, and we got that tree moved with pure strength and determination, opening the floodgates for all to pass through. Hold him! Ho-ho! Here comes Harry proudly riding his mighty DR650. Now, while all this was going on, Mad Mal, Gaz and Ben headed back to see how Alan, Andy and Martin were doing with the big Africa Twin. But for us, things were about to get gnarlier. It was, after all, supposed to be a challenging ride. And watch as Liz passes an enduro rider. He's probably thinking, WTF, there's a Royal Enfield going down there.
It doesn't get worse, it's just rocky and downhill. There's no big drops anymore.
It was at this point that I think Murray began to distrust me, and I lost another potential friend.
I'll just stop you from falling. I'm just going to stop just in case you fall. You right?
Next rider was Harry on his DR650, and I'm pretty sure I heard him say he was going to take the middle line.
Wow, look at that! Do you want me to just hang on to the back just to stop you from... There. You right?
Is that Alan Wilson? It is Alan. The boys were back. Albeit
Ready?
with one less bike.
Go.
Poor Martin had to leave his big Africa twin on the trail. And he rode back to us on the back of Gaz's mighty DR650.
You go where your bike takes you. Go, Gaz!
We were now on the last downhill run to the homestead. Gaz did a stellar job doubling Martin all the way down, where a lovely lady from a nearby farm gave Martin a lift home. As for the rest of this magnificent adventure group, I led them to the homestead, where they got to have a well-earned and well-deserved rest. However, it was only a short rest, because they still had to ride back up and out. I'm artist Wayne Dowson, and thank you and especially you for watching.